Hi guys, it's Irit with a new process video, and this is mixed media one, and I am leaving this part in real time because I can't really explain why this worked, as opposed to, I don't know, dozens of times I've tried to transfer an image. So I think timing has a big part of it. So I'm leaving it in real time, and you can kind of look at the, how long things take on the video in real time, and, try this at home if you'd like. So, image transfers. I have tried this so many times with scrapbook paper and magazine paper and inkjet, and I don't have a laser printer at home, so that's why I tried it with scrapbooking paper and magazines and gel medium and all kinds of things, and I never really got a result I was happy with. And this time I decided to try it with gesso and transparency. So this is all very, very, very inspired by Wilna Furstenberg. These beautiful drawings are from her fall bundle that she offers in her store. It's cut files and printables and two process videos. So I got that, and in her Art to Heart class, which I talk about in my chit chat video, she uses some transparencies. So I got on Amazon a package of, I think, 100 for, I don't know how much it cost, 20 euros maybe, something like that. And I printed some of her printables on a transparency, and this is on my regular inkjet printer. And then I did an image transfer, and it actually worked. So timing is crucial here. A few things to keep in mind. First of all, I used watercolor paper because with cardstock I didn't get good results. The paper tore and buckled, and so that's why I decided to go with watercolor paper. Maybe someone else can figure out how to make it work with cardstock, but for me it didn't. So I'm just showing you what worked for me. It's not the only way. I've seen people do amazing image transfers, but for me this is the first time that it actually worked. So one thing is watercolor paper. Second thing is a nice layer of gesso, but not incredibly thick, and you have to work fast. So in another attempt, I kind of gessoed the whole paper and then tried the image transfers, and after, by the time I got to probably the second image, the gesso was already dry. So this time I'm just applying the gesso, doing the transfer, and then moving on to the next transfer from the beginning. So my gesso here, you saw, I applied it and I put the transparency. And these inkjet transparencies have a smooth side and a rougher side, and you print on the rough side. So that's really important. And that's also the side you put down on the gesso. So obviously where the ink is, because you want the ink to transfer. And then it's about how long to wait. But first, when I put the transparency on the gesso, I lightly go over the image with my finger. I tried to really burnish it with a bone folder, and it didn't work. The ink kind of got smooshed all over the place. So I my finger worked best. And then the biggest issue is how long you have to wait. And I think I actually got the best transfer with the first image, and the other ones are not as good, but they still look great. So I don't know, it's kind of trial and error. You can pull it up slowly, and if the image didn't transfer, then, you know, push it back down. I really wish I kind of knew the rules and what would work all the time, but I can only show you what I did and tell you what didn't work. So I hope you can try it at home and, you know, get good results. So, okay, so I thought about cutting this part out, but I decided to keep it in just so you can see how long it actually takes. And on video, I think, you know, I just looked at the time on the video. I think it's about a minute that I let it sit. So it's not completely dry. I think if you let it dry completely, it won't work. I think that's what I did in another trial, and very, very much error. And it just, you know, I waited too long, and when I pulled the transparency, it pulled the gesso and some of the paper with it. So you have to actually pull it while the gesso is still wet. So I'm guessing it's somewhere between half a minute and a minute. And I'm just using also some of the leftover ink, and it just gives texture. You can't really see what it is. You can see that now, like on the bottom of my layout. I will turn this layout, but it was just easier to put the gesso on a vertical for me. But the flowers and everything will go horizontally. And that's it. And I love how it turned out. I'm so happy and so excited. And yeah, I'm definitely going to do this again with some other printables. I thought these were just gorgeous. So I was really happy to use them. And this is kind of the end result of my background, but it also has some watercolors, and I'm going to show you now the watercolor part. So now everything is dry, and I'm just adding some watercolors. I have a lot of watercolors because it's one of my favorite mediums to use. This is my artist grade watercolor palette, and this line of little pans that you see there on the left side of my palette are Daniel Smith watercolors, and they are just gorgeous. But I also have some Schminke, I think that's a German company, and Winsor & Newton, all artist grade, all wonderful. But yeah, the Daniel Smith are kind of the last ones that I got, so I'm really enjoying playing with them. And I'm just adding a bit. I'm trying not to go overboard, but still get some nice color. And I love this brush. It's kind of like, you know, a really big, large brush, and it picks up a lot of water. I got it at a craft store in the town nearby. I was actually surprised. I went into the store, and they actually had some scrapbooking stuff. I was really, really shocked. I think it's the first time I've seen a 12 by 12 paper in Austria. No, that's not true. I went one time to a store in Vienna, and they also had a few, but it was a very small store. I was going to say sad, but then I thought it's a bit insulting, but it was a little bit, I don't know, especially when I know how, you know, Michael's and Joann's and all those places look like. So yeah, but they had these brushes, and these are actually, I think, from a pretty good company that I can't remember the name of, but I guess it's like their student line or craft line or something. And they were so cheap. I got like 2 large ones, and I couldn't believe it. They were like €2.50 or something like that. So that's less than $3. And yeah, I don't know how long they will last, but they're really nice, and the hair is like nice and soft. I really, really had fun using it. So I'm just, using the same colors like the images, and I don't know, I didn't think about it too much. I just added some color. And I'm sorry about the lighting. I was filming it kind of late in the afternoon, and my window faces west. So, like my window in my craft area. So, yeah, it's a bit hard to get good light in that hour. And now I am trying to figure out where to put my photo. And because I am under the influence of Wilna, I'm also using some photo corners. And yeah, the photo is this really cute photo I took of my daughter last weekend. We went to a small town in our area, and they just happened to have like this fair with lots of activities for kids, and one of them was face painting, which of course she was excited about, and got something that to her looks like Elsa from Frozen. I don't know. There were some snowflakes, and of course drama when she had to take it off, but that's how it goes. And also there was a guy doing stuff with balloons, so he made her like this tree with monkey, and it took like forever, and she was waiting so patiently, and she was so happy. So I just wrote a little bit about that. And this part now took quite a while, getting the embellishments right. I think when you have like a lot going on in the background, for me at least, it's more challenging because I have all kinds of obsessions with, getting the colors to to match and all kinds of things. So yeah, it took a while, and I'll probably cut some, a while, probably like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But usually, especially if I use something like white cardstock as background, this part goes faster. And yeah, what else? So, just one more thing. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but it's kind of a big deal for me. So if you like watercolors and you want to learn some more fun techniques, very simple and easy to do techniques, then you can check out my watercolor backgrounds class at Big Picture Classes. And Big Picture Classes have a special. It's a website that offers online classes, and it's now subscription based. So you pay like $9.95 or something, so less than $10 every month, and you get access to all their library of classes. And now they are offering a month trial for free, so you can just try it out for a month, and if you like it, subscribe, and if not, then nothing lost. But you can take a lot of classes anyway. So my class is also there. There are a lot of really, really great classes there. There's now, I think, a new one with acrylic paints, and there's a bit an older one from like 2 months ago about gesso. So if you're into mixed media, then that's something that might interest you. But there's a ton more. There's scrapbooking and just a lot of subjects. So I encourage you, like I hear a lot of YouTubers say lately, I encourage you to check it out. And see, you know, maybe it's something that you will enjoy. And I am making now my embellishment clusters, and you can see I went with kind of oranges to go where the orange paint is, and then there's this little pink cluster where the pink paint is. So I just go with color, and yeah, I'm used to most of the time when I scrapbook. I mean, the majority of my layouts I do with my hip kits. So this was a nice change to use some of my stash. And I just have there a box with, I think I put all of my Maggie Holmes you know, ephemera packs from Crate Paper, the packs that keep on giving, like these ephemera packages just never end. So I just put them all in one box because they all work together. I think there are like 2 or 3 collections in there. And yeah, and that's what I decided to use. That lovely happy golden chipboard piece is from We Are Memory Keepers. I think it's a new line of theirs, and it came in my August hip kit. So it was lying on my table, so I grabbed it. And yes, I am fussing some more. What can I say? It was challenging. I also haven't really scrapbooked in a few weeks, so I was also feeling like a little bit rusty. And yeah, I'm just gonna try a bunch of things, and eventually I'm gonna change it up a bit. So now I am finally gluing some things down, and I have my journaling written there. I used a piece of vellum from one of the ephemera packs from Crate Paper, and I kind of switched to this new glue for me. I think it's been around for like eternity. It's tacky glue, and I think this is like their new package that stands on the head. So I really like it. You know, you don't have to like shake it or anything because it just constantly stands on its head, so the glue is always near the tip. And what I like about it, I mean, usually with these layouts I would opt for hot glue because the watercolor paper just doesn't it doesn't really work with the ATG. And I love hot glue, you know, it's great. It's very strong. But with the tacky glue, I have a little bit time to adjust things. And I really found that to work for me better. So that's my new accompanying glue to my ATG. And here are some close-ups. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.